Hello YouTube, this is Marauders here, and this is the Genki Shadowcast. So it's basically kind of like a HDMI capture device, but instead of promising itself as a video capture device, the main thing of what's written on the box is that you can play your game consoles on your laptop. So essentially, you don't need to carry if you have a laptop, a PC, and you have a game console. You don't need to carry an extra HDMI monitor around. You just need to use this, plug it into your laptop, and plug the console into this Shadowcast, and then you can play your console games. You can see your console display on your let's just call it the PC. Let's not say specifically a laptop. Okay. Oh, so this is a very interesting pitch because in order to do this, in order to play games, play interactive games via a HDMI capture device, the video latency needs to be very low. Okay, we're talking about milliseconds low, and the way to do it, the fastest way to do it in a video capture device is to have access to raw uncompressed video streams. So a HDMI capture device like the AverMedia Live Gamer Ultra that I use, this is a high-end video capture device. These have very low latency, okay? Because it's able to deliver the uncompressed stream in like YUV format or something via USB 3, and it can do it very fast through the pipe. Okay? But the thing here is that these things cost a lot. It's very expensive. This here is the Genki Shadowcast. You can see it's just a small little thing with a HDMI port on one end and a USB-C jack port on the other side. Okay? So this is much more cheaper compared to the Live Gamer Ultra. And here they are saying that they can deliver the video stream, a HDMI video stream at low enough video latency that you can actually play the game properly. That's a very tall order. Okay, that's a very tall order. And now when I first saw this thing and I was looking at it and I saw HDMI port, USB, no video pass through. Where have I seen that before? Oh yeah, this guy. Okay, HDMI port. I mean HDMI port, USB, no pass through. Small, compact device. So this when it works, this works surprisingly well. It delivers an MJPEG stream at a pretty good performance, and for the price you were paying for it, there was really no complaints. And then I saw this. Look, I wouldn't lie, okay? I was really afraid that the internal guts was just the same. If it's just the same, then whatever problems that people have been having with this cheap one, we would have it with this Shadowcast as well. But hopefully, because it's not just some rebadging outfit, that Genki actually did some engineering and tuning on it to deliver better performance so that we can actually really play games with this simple, cheaper via HDMI capture device. And well, let's give them a benefit of the doubt and let's just run some tests and see. Okay, so here we have the Genki Arcade app, which is the app that they gave you to use with the Genki Shadowcast for playing games on your console games on your laptop. Okay, so it's actually just a camera program because basically the Genki Shadowcast is just a simple driverless UVC device. So you have the settings, you have two modes. You can either favor performance or favor resolution. So basically, favor resolution, it's taking the 1080p video stream, and if you say favor performance, it is giving you a 720p stream. Okay, now in the favor performance mode, the frame rate is 60 frames per second. In favor resolution mode, it is 30 frames per second. So let's just go for resolution first. Let me just get the mouse out of the way. Does it hide the mouse? Let's see if it hides the mouse. Yeah, we're gonna just switch off this. And no, it doesn't hide the mouse. I guess some would find that annoying. that doesn't hide the mouse. Okay, now I just move it to the corner. Oh, something came in for me. Let me just check my mailbox first. I mean, I did check here, right? Do what I can do. So no big hit celebrate. Yes, take everything. Yes. Fine. Okay. Let's get into the training area. Then we can have some action around. Okay, so here we are. We can just check out the performance. So it's looking fine right now. We are at 1080p. Everything looks okay. It doesn't feel like there's much lag. So at first glance, it seems like the Genki Shadowcast is doing what is set out to, which is to allow you to play console games on your laptop. But let's take a look at something else, okay? So everything looks fine. Yep, don't feel much lag. But if let's see what happens when you switch to favor performance mode. Okay, so now the capture frame rate is at 30, and we can see that, okay, it feels a bit smoother, and everything still feels a slightly bit more responsive because it's now at 60 frames per second, and we still don't feel much difference between any sort of lag between the on-screen and your controls. But then you have to realize something. Monster Hunter Rise is a 30 frame per second game. So that's why even if we are capturing at 60 frames per second, the game itself doesn't update at 60 frames per second. So it is very likely we wouldn't realize or notice any sort of lag, because it's just fluid. Okay, now let's play a game that's 60 frames per second. Okay, so here we are in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is a 60 frame per second game, and we are currently in favor performance mode. Just keep track of the animation smoothness. Now, one thing to remember when watching this on YouTube, you remember to switch to see the actual difference. Remember to switch your video quality to 1080p 60 or 720p 60, or you won't be able to see the difference. Okay, so just keep an eye on the smoothness of the animation, like Rob's moving arms. Okay, and as I do a super and a move. Okay, so just remember how smooth the animation is. So it's looking fine right now, because in performance mode, the Shadowcast is basically just running at 720p 60. Now, when I switch this to favorite resolution, which is 1080p 30, okay, now again, look at the animation. You can see that it's not as smooth as previously, because it's now 30 frames per second. And so everything just feels a little bit slow motion, which is fine, because as they say in this mode, the resolution is given priority, so you get 1080p, but you don't get the actual performance. So to the layman, what does this mean? First of all, if you're playing any game that is 60 frames per second and it's a so-called competitive game, you really don't want that, because there's definitely some sort of lag in this. Okay, so not the best. This won't work if you're playing, like, if you really are, you want to have some, you're some hardcore gamer that you want to have the best gaming experience. Favoring resolution is not gonna give you a perfect experience. Even in favoring performance, the issue here is that the video stream is an MJPEG stream, so there's bound to be a little bit of lag or delay when the HDMI capture needs to encode and push it back out to the computer. It's not really a knock on Genki to say that, okay, this thing doesn't work as well as, like I said, the Live Gamer Ultra, a super expensive for 1080p 60 real-time USB 3 capture card. Okay, because this is pretty decent. This is pretty good. If you are really like mainly concentrating on playing games like alone, single player, and of course, one of the things that Genki was basically publishing around in their Kickstarter and their videos, they always use things like Animal Crossing as an example, and I think they did also use Mario Kart Deluxe as an example, which I'm pretty sure Mario Kart Deluxe also runs on 60 frames per second. We should give that a check. If you're just trying to have some fun with it, you just need a convenient way to get a HDMI stream onto your computer, yes, I would say the Genki Shadowcast does work. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, okay, so sometimes the video isn't quite that smooth if we use favor resolution instead of favor performance. So, I mean, the picture looks slower. Does it really affect whether how you play the game or not? Does the Genki Shadowcast deliver? If we just look at this statement here that says play your game consoles on your laptop, yes, the Genki Shadowcast allows you to play console games on your laptop. Okay? If your main purpose was just, look, I don't want to carry an extra HDMI monitor around with me when I go around with my laptop and I have a console that I might want to plug in and play. Yes, the Genki Shadowcast works as a HDMI input for your laptop with some caveats, okay? First of all, if you don't care about things like high image sharpness and you don't really need that exact frame rate accuracy, yeah, you use the Shadowcast, you play in performance mode, 720p 60, it will work, okay? I've tried a number of games, it will work, especially if the game you're playing is just running in 30 FPS, 30 frames per second mode, okay? If you are using favor performance and and your game runs in 30 frames per second mode, it will work. It's just you feel normal, okay? Like nothing's wrong, like it's working properly. But if your game is actually 60 frames per second and you try to use even on favor performance and especially on favor resolution, you feel a bit strange. And like your controls are a bit disconnected to the movement of the characters when you're playing directly on the screen. That's what we call frame lag. Okay? But the thing is, if you're just playing how to put it, if you just want to play game, I just want to be able to have some fun and play games on the go, the Genki Shadowcast will work. If you say like, oh, I want the best possible game playing experience using my laptop as the HDMI display for my console, no, the Shadowcast isn't going to give you that best performance, okay? Let's face it, something this cheap, comparatively cheap device isn't going to replace something like this, okay? They are in like different worlds of performance, okay? So as long as you just feel like, look, I just want a way to play something easily, this will work. You don't expect it to work perfectly, and because this is using MJPEG compression, there are chances where depending on what's on screen, the frame lag will actually get worse or can be better and worse depending on what's on the screen. Okay? Now, if you are a streamer and you say, can I use this you want to be a streamer, you want to record your gameplay performance? Yeah, probably. It will work also because this is a capture device. It can work. Now, if you are a streamer and you're saying, look, this looks like a cam link. Is this better than this cheap cam link alternative that a lot of people and even I have talked about? Yes, this is better. This super cheap cam link, the performance of this thing is very unpredictable. The Genki Shadowcast, I would say this is as of now, I still haven't had problems with it. I plug it in, it just works. With this, it was like very fidgety. I have to try and I have to do a lot of things just to see if it can work or not. But the Shadowcast as a camlink alternative to get 1080p 30 out of it, yeah, it works pretty well. If you're using it for a camlink alternative, because an Elgato camlink is, yeah, it's definitely much more expensive than this. Yeah, this will work. If you just want to use a camera as your webcam, the Shadowcast is, I would say, much more reliable than the super cheap one, and it's not as expensive as an Elgato one. Okay, this is Marauders. I will see you all in the next video.